Ryan Newman, like a games, a playoff team, and to be in stars. Alvin Kamara was a later what he is today because that's things that happen. Good Drew Brees. Some of those plays, and they can come. They play there. Keep playing. Again, is it worth it? Like, or keep riding on to the pack. Now we're gonna go talk about some college softball. I told Coach Bed how the game was over. I'm old. I've done a lot of things in softball. I think playing. They're gonna take on Oklahoma State. This season, they honored. They played. So, but then again, this is a long season. Hayden Cantrell has been a very. Because I thought the Cajuns, when it came out, have been emotionally inspired by. You might start to. You can go. Was whenever he was at Louisiana, his first stint. You would think some of that would carry over, right? So that's just common sense thinking that if you look at something that should be the same result as what you had before, there shouldn't be much difference there. But life has its way of surprising us sometimes. So it's very fun to look at this kind of stuff. So do I think the Raging Cajuns are. Also, something else I didn't touch on, the basketball team. Kentucky right now is 20-28 at halftime. Kentucky's beating the Tigers by 1 point right now. So we'll keep track of that one as we'll get that article up later on the Fishbowl Radio Facebook page and others, or you can listen to us here on YouTube or however else you like to listen to the Fishbowl Radio. So thank y'all for tuning in for that reason too. Let's see here. What else were we going to talk about? Oh, let's talk about some Raging Cajun basketball and some LSU basketball, which they're playing right now. So we already talked about LSU. Let's talk about the Louisiana Raging Cajuns basketball team. All right, the Raging Cajuns, they beat Troy on the 15th, 81-77, which was able to move them up one spot in the Sun Belt Conference Championship race. Let's see. The Sun Belt Conference standings is very important right now because the Cajuns are trying to get into the conference tournament. Let's see here. Right now, as we look at them, the Cajuns jumped up over Troy. They're 6-10. Troy is 5-11 in conference. The top 8 get into conference championship play. So right now, the Cajuns are currently 10th, but they are 1 game behind Arkansas State, 2 games behind UTA. So the Cajuns they're tied with Coastal Carolina. So the rest of their games, they do play UTA. Then let's see, they don't play UTA yet. My bad on that one, folks. They play Troy. They already played Troy. At UL Monroe, very easy win for them. They play at home against Arkansas State, at Little Rock, and at Coastal Carolina. The Cajuns could very well go 3-1 in this stretch. It's a very good possibility for them to get in there. Who knows? They might get hot there in the tournament and win the whole entire thing. You just never know how these things work. Basketball and baseball is just like that too, because sometimes when you just strike that iron when it's hot, you can ride it for a long period of time. And that could very well happen here. But depending on how this goes here, they're going to be on the road. I think they can win. They can win some of these games. They've already beaten UL Monroe earlier this year, 81-60. So I think they'll beat UL Monroe again. Arkansas State, if you look back, anyway, so you can kind of like, all right, they lost. So, but I think they'll get the time because they're at home. So that's like 2-0. Little Rock. I don't think they're gonna beat Little Rock. I think they'll lose that game. I do think they'll beat Coastal, so I do think they'll go 3-1. And maybe set themselves up for a conference tournament run. They can take the eight teams in there and just run that kind of offense. Running the table, if you will. Let's go to the SEC basketball tournament standings. Right now, LSU was leading the conference, but sometimes it doesn't work out the way you plan. Right now, they're currently, if we're sorting this out by overall record, LSU is 9-3 in conference, 18-7, 13-1 at home, 4-4 on the road. So Kentucky is in first place currently right now, followed by Auburn, and LSU is in third. Florida's in fourth, South Carolina in fifth, Mississippi State in sixth, Tennessee in seventh, and Alabama's in eighth, Texas A&M in ninth, Ole Miss in 10th, Missouri 11th, Arkansas 12th, Georgia's 13, and Vanderbilt's 14. So it's interesting to see what's going to happen here, but this is a big game for the Tigers tonight. If they win, they'll be 10-4 in conference. They'll be one game back of Kentucky if they win tonight. So if LSU wins, they'll be 10-3. Kentucky will be 10-3 as well. So Auburn hasn't lost a single home game yet, so that's interesting to see. We will see how that goes and how all that happens. All right. Thank y'all for tuning in to the Fishbowl Radio here today. I think we've had a pretty good episode and covered a lot of different Daytona 500. And my girlfriend 3 tours about Ryan Newman. It just got clipped. We just locked bumpers weird. We got lined up wrong, and he sent Ryan Newman the fence, which Denny Hamlin's kind of lucky he missed him. But I think if Denny would have hit him, it wouldn't have been as bad of a crash as if he didn't get hit. So the second hit came because he wouldn't have had as much speed going toward the wall. So he hit the wall, and I don't remember who else hit him, but somebody else did. And then a lot of people were upset that Denny Hamlin celebrated, spinning out on the grass, doing donuts after or he didn't hear about or anything what was going on until he got to victory lane, which is kind of what usually happens in NASCAR for a lot of reasons. I think they kind of from it whether it happened to someone else, because that's kind of what happened to a lot of different other people. So they kind of just do that for some weird reason. That's been a thing in NASCAR for a good long time. So I guess what you gotta take Jar's word for it because it's him saying it. I don't think he would ever be like, oh, you know, whatever, you know, like let me just celebrate how I want. So, well, that's my thoughts on it. Thank you for tuning into the Fishbowl Radio here. Hope y'all enjoyed this wonderful Tuesday evening. I'll be back with another podcast next week. Thank y'all for checking us out. Like us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Give us some subscribe on YouTube. And my girlfriend's giving me. Alright. See y'all later, everybody. Y'all have a great and wonderful